Boom shakalaka, no matter where you look, sentiment right now is terrible for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But could all these people be wrong? Do we actually have not one, not two, but multiple bottoming signals for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency right now? Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we are taking a look at, do we have multiple Bitcoin and crypto bottoming signals going on simultaneously, even while sentiment is terrible, which would also be another bottoming signal. Before we get into it, like the video, join us on Twitter through Crypto Love, and of course subscribe to the OG Bitcoin Crypto YouTube channel, making videos before pretty much everyone else here, except for maybe Lark, and I don't remember how long Crypto RS, he's probably been doing it a long time too. Now, if we take a look, this video right here kind of says it all. Price is starting to crash. People are getting complacent. They're saying, hey, maybe it just needs to pan out. And that's exactly what I'm saying in this video right here. But it looks like there's a lot of things going on right now that maybe if you don't pay attention to the news or listen to this guy, Tom Lee from Fundstrat, who is always wrong about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, well, maybe you might just pick up on what's really going on and you might be hiddenly very optimistic. So let's get into exactly why. First thing, what's the situation? Right now, people are extremely fearful. You remember the saying, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful? Well, right now, people are extremely fearful. That would be one indication to be somewhat greedy, but it makes sense. I mean, prices have been tumbling down 10 to 20+% in a week. And this is interesting because I just had a conversation with Bill Noble a couple weeks ago on this channel. We were talking about there's likely going to be a Shake the Trees event coming up very, very soon. And, you know, depending upon what day you want to say it happened, remember the 5th of November. How about that? Gunpowder, treason, and plot. See no reason why it should ever be forgot. Guy Fawkes Day. How about that? Something to remember the 5th of November. Now, is this a surprise, a shaking of the trees? Things were getting pretty stable above $100,000. People were getting pretty just, wait for it, you know. But a long time ago, this was back in March of 2025. Well, Ki Young Ju said, you really don't get it, do you? We can't leave until you all get off. And it's these shaking the trees type events that most people panic sell because the sky is falling, it's all going to zero. And that's how they all get off of the train. It would seem right now that a lot of people, when you see all the videos, everything on Twitter, everything saying it's bad, it's repeating, we're going for 50 to 70, maybe 90% retracement. Yeah, everybody's going to get off. And it could happen. I've been wrong before. I've missed the top before. But from everything that I'm looking at, we haven't even had a top yet. More likely, this is just a shake the trees type scenario before the real people can start to make the money, before real money makes the money. Timothy Peterson saying, don't believe in TA or Fibonacci trading, but can't deny that 76,000, the bottom here, and 124,000, the top, divided by 2 equals 100,000, which is where price is right now. And that's also an important psychological value. Yes, a big even, huge psychological value at $100,000. Will it hold? Will it break through? Time will tell, but you definitely want to pay attention to these next few charts that I'm going to show you because they tell a completely different story. First thing right now, gold is still continuing on a tear, going up. If we take a look historically, Bitcoin only ever peaks after gold finds a local top. So with gold continuing to dominate price, Bitcoin is still just going to wait. There's an inverse correlation. Right now, investors are choosing gold over US bonds because of currency debasement concerns, and gold has been around longer. I'm sure Peter Schiff is having a heyday. But if we take a look at the charts, this is very interesting. On a log chart, very, very close to this support line right here for Bitcoin. But if we take a look at the linear chart, look at this, starting to break through. Potentially, gold is nearing the end of its run. Might be time when people start selling gold and putting it into Bitcoin, because that happens time and time again. I'll just show you this chart once again. Every time we have a top in gold, look at that. Bitcoin takes off afterwards. Another top in gold, Bitcoin takes off afterwards. We had a top in gold, Bitcoin takes off after that. It happens over and over and over again. And now with Bitcoin gaining more popularity, I mean, some people last cycle are saying Bitcoin wasn't even a worthwhile investment until it was above $100,000. So finally, when we have the big players getting involved, if they just shift a few percent of gold into Bitcoin, we could have somewhere between $134,000 to $242,000 Bitcoin with less than 5% shift from gold to Bitcoin. Very interesting. But that's just one thing you need to consider. At least this is telling me yet Bitcoin hasn't even taken off. We haven't even started to see a cycle. We are kind of in a pause from March of 2024, a year and a half ago. The next thing is Bitcoin average mining costs. You have to remember, aside from all these large institutions, the biggest players in the game are Bitcoin miners because they're doing this to be profitable. Well, if we take a look right now, the average Bitcoin mining cost is $113,000. Right now, today, the Bitcoin cost less than $100,000. That means they are mining at a loss. They're not going to want to sell Bitcoin right now because they are losing money. And so when the cost of mining is actually above the cost of Bitcoin, miners just don't sell. They hold on to it because they know that cycles occur. If we take a look, this is one of the biggest indicators of a Bitcoin bottom. If we take a look here, more or less the same price as buying spot. Historically, when this happens, we have a major move up in the price. This happened in November 2022, September 2020, March 2020, December 2018. All of these times were big pumps for Bitcoin. And this is an even better chart here that shows it every single time. We have the average Bitcoin mining costs here in red. We have the Bitcoin price here in black. Every time it dips down, Bitcoin takes off shortly afterwards. Whenever it gets close to break-even average Bitcoin miner costs, Bitcoin price takes off. If we take a look today, again, Bitcoin price is well underneath the average mining costs, which would tell me this is very much a bottom type scenario. And lastly, the one most reliable indicator for a bottom top, or for a bottom top, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. The most reliable indicator for a Bitcoin top, the Pi cycle top indicator, has not flagged, hasn't even come into top crossover territory where we see these yellow areas. We have not had that. This one chart right here, more reliable than anything else, tells me the cycle has not even begun. And really, all we've been waiting for is this event we're seeing today. However long it pans out for, however low the price goes, this is essentially the event that is going to shake everyone off of the bus, because the bus only departs when you get off. And, well, I'm still waiting for that to happen. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, join us on Twitter and check out some of our shorts. I will catch you later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
Boom, shakalaka.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.